Hey guys, welcome to Season 1 of the 100-Day Survival Challenge. This time we'll be playing Warley the Chef. So we start with our backpack that helps keep food fresh, as well as our portable crock pots. Now, as you can see, we're playing with a few quality of life mods. We have our season and day tracker, as well as our moon phase revealer. And we have always on, of course. Warley starts with 250 hunger, 200 sanity, and 150 HP. I just missed picking up that grass. Wonderful start. So, basic strategy for the early days is we're going to grab the important resources. We need to get quite a bit of grass, and a very convenient resource to pick up is try to get 10 to 20 seashells. That way we can make our armored boat and our seashell armor as soon as we settle down. Seashell armor is very important because it prevents us from being poisoned by random snakes at night, which is very, very helpful. So any food that we get, we want to try to keep over here, including our coconuts. We may end up eating those. Warley has some interesting recipes. But another very important day one goal is making a thatch patch. But since we start with a backpack, that's not very important. I'll shift click those over, and we'll continue exploring the islands. Something that a lot of players don't do is prefabbing structures early. So we're going to go ahead and make our campfire. We have no use for it. Since I remember we don't need a thatch patch, we'll go ahead and drop these fronds. We don't want to have to carry them around forever, although eventually we will need them to make our lean-to, which is oh so critical for surviving the nights when rainy and hurricane season come around. Soon. So we put our seeds in our backpack using our shift clicks a little bit faster. Try to get a bunch of limpets, as many as we can. Let's see. We want to go to our jungle biome. Your starting island usually has that, so that we can get wood in a more efficient way. Right now we do want some coconuts. That gives us a really important fruit filler, which knowing your recipes in a crock pot is super important on this character. Now, I'm not quite that good at using the crockpot, but we're going to learn together. Try to get some interesting things done. So, the reason knowing your crockpot recipes is very important as Warley is you can't really eat the same food more than one time in a row. He remembers what he's eaten, and he gets a increasing penalty every time he eats the same food. So if I eat meatballs today, in 2 days it resets. He forgets that he's ever eaten it. But if I eat it within those 2 days, he remembers he's eaten it, and I take a 10% penalty on all of the stats I get from it. Then it resets his memory to that day. So if I eat it again, he remembers he's eaten it twice since that day. We'll take a 20%, 30%, 50%, then 70% every time we keep repeating the food. So it's very important to shift it up. This is in our inventory again. Let's get rid of it. We don't have enough blocks, but we want to get to the other biome. So we're going to go ahead and prefab the log raft, although we do not intend on using it. The log raft is slower than the bamboo raft. But it's always important to have the extra prefab in there, and it gets more materials out of our inventory. If we're lucky, we'll get something like a banana or egg, a lovely egg. So we can go ahead and prefab up the log raft. No need to place it yet. We need a lot more flint. We've been skipping some flint, so we'll go back and grab that. There it is. So our extra icons mod will show up sand, flint, bioluminescence fireflies, just some really convenient things that you can easily mark with a backpack, but just takes a little bit of extra time to do that, whereas this is much easier. And butterflies are actually very good for Warley to get, so we're gonna try to kill some of these. Yeah, there we go. Pick that up. We can make some interesting recipes with the butterflies, and even if we're not making the butterfly muffins, we can use them as standard filler. Oh, there are some snakes. We're just gonna walk away. I don't... Monster meat's pretty good. We'll fight them. Step away. Nope, bad kiting. So we come and try to get both of them. There we go. There we go. Now we're trying to kill him. So we got that. We can make an early meatballs. Pretty standard, easy recipe. That guy's coming after us. He's gonna stop us from getting this bamboo, isn't he? Oh, almost, friend. So we're gonna keep on moving. Our goal for the night is we want to finish getting this bamboo, and there's really no need to stop tonight except for this snake. If I fight him, he's gonna summon his friends. That's gonna be the worst part, but we can just grab this. Get up here, get our bamboo. Yeah, so we don't really need to stop exploring tonight. We can make a torch and run around collecting things. A lot of our crockpot recipes will give us a little bit of sanity, so we'll go ahead and craft this up. And this way we can just keep running around at night. Another thing that we do want to start doing is work on our inventory. Now we have it organized, try to keep tools over here. Definitely want to get more sticks and flint before we head out, and as soon as it's daylight, we'll go looking for islands. Now there's actually been a recent discovery about world generation in Shipwrecked, which could be super important if the data is correct. Essentially, we have our starting island here, and this is actually the absolute center of our world. And the game generates 2 chains of islands. So we'll have one circular chain about this far away, roughly, from our island. So there could be 2, there could be 5 islands in this area, but it'll be like about in this circle if we go around. Then there will be a larger circle out here with another chain of islands. So we're going to explore using that information. We're going to sacrifice sanity right now for the sake of efficiency. We can get a few more resources, especially using our mini-map is really nice. We definitely want twigs. Twigs are probably the hardest to get because, I mean, they're easy to replant once you start having your base, but before you have your base, you can only really find twigs on the beach biome, whereas you can find grass in its special grassy biome. Definitely want limpets. Limpets are very important for that fish filler or just hitting that break point. They're only worth 0.5 fish value, but definitely adds up. We'll keep grabbing these. Picking up seashells is actually the same as picking up a flower for your sanity. You get 5 more. So we're not really losing anything running around right now. We're saving time. We're going to turn this off, set our boat, and we're just going to go. We're going out. We'll make our log rafts. Hop in that. And once we see the waves, we're going to try to go in their direction, as well as grabbing some of the seaweed. We have 3 right here. I don't really want to deal with the jellyfish right now. A normal character, who isn't Warley, can kill a jellyfish. They'll take 10 damage from the shocks if they use a spear or machete. And when they eat the jellyfish, it heals 10. So each jellyfish is actually free food on any character. But Warley only gets 70% of the food and health values from raw foods that are just like uncooked or anything. And if he cooks them over the fire, I think it's like 80%. And if they're dried food, I think he gets 90%. I believe that's the way it goes. Is this leading us to... This should start our chain of islands? Or no, it might just be following that. No, the break here. I think this will lead us to another island. You usually want to follow the shallows to find where your first islands are spawned. And here's the grassy biome. So, as I mentioned, sticks are a little bit harder to get because when you find this biome, which is awesome to find, always pretty good to set up your base here. It's a very safe biome, lots of lots of butterflies, and of course these delicious sweet potatoes. So we're going to go ahead and pick up 2 of these. Warley has a special recipe he can make with with our sweet potatoes. We can make a sweet potato souffle, which is just excellent for our health, I believe. It's like 20 health, 40 health, one of those. We'll find out when we make it. But the main thing is the variety. Variety is the spice of Warley's life. So we gotta get several different foods. We're gonna need another egg for this souffle, but we should get that chopping down more jungle trees in the future. We're gonna go ahead and... Nope, we have that crafted already, because we ran through the night. We're at 35 grass. We'll go ahead and top off at 40. And we'll leave the rest of these sweet potatoes. We might be back here. This is definitely a place we can come to get grass in the future. Is that the only thing on this island? It's strictly a grass biome? That's bizarre. Well, it's pretty nice having all these butterflies. So on normal characters, you can eat the butterfly just raw. It gives you about 10 food and 8 health or so. Ooh, there's a mangrove. Okay, so there might be more island that way. We'll hop on our boat. Mangroves are an excellent biome to stay near. Something that I enjoy doing, although I don't believe it's very cost efficient on resources, is making the buoy that was added in I think the Seize the Day update, where you have your permanent little torch structures. If you put those all around your mangrove during the night, you can just go around picking grass and chopping down the mangrove trees, which is just really cool use of time, especially if you have poop out here to collect. Doesn't look like we have the water bee flow. Very sad, but you know, it's fine. More islands to explore, more resources. Go ahead and chop down a couple trees here while we're here. Try to make another log raft. Just get it in our oh wait, we already have that constructed. We need to get bamboo and bushes so we can make another viney one. So, I think in the last update they nerfed the machete's damage. Originally it did the same amount of damage as the spear, but was just easier to craft. You didn't need any tech level, although it took significantly more. And there we go, we got our egg. So that'll let us go ahead and make one of Warley's special recipes right at the start. And there goes our axe. Do we need another right now? No, we have 7 wood. We'll just leave that there. If there's no axe, we'll not finish that tree. If we were being truly resource efficient, we could have looked at our percentage and chopped down a smaller tree maybe. But we got everything we wanted. We need to get that over there. So in the future, we're going to be picking flowers so that we can let them turn to rot. That's really important to do because replanting grass, unless you stay in like a grassy biome over here, the meadow biome, it's really important to have rots, especially if you can't find water bee flow. Water bee flow seem to be the most difficult to find, sadly. But if you do, they're always really good, and they can even help you against hounds. You can use them as a way to fight off sharks instead of normal hounds. Although I prefer fighting normal hounds over the sharks because they have a much better drop rate on the teeth. Now we're getting pretty low. We could stay the night here and just chop down more trees even though I said I was done. Or we can just risk it, go look for another island. Now we'll just stay here. We'll stay here. Make sure we get all this island. And go ahead and put down our crock pot and make some food. So the most efficient, space-wise, get rid of these, throw these in there, and that should make our souffle. I wasn't gonna do this, but we'll make our axe. Come over here. There's a 1% machete. We'll just put that down. And then we'll pick it right back up and use that 1% to fight this guy. Immediately break. 2, 3. Save a little bit. Alright, sorry about that. So we're cooking our souffle. We'll come over here. Try to get the large trees. Large trees have the better chance of dropping a banana or egg. And both of those are just excellent finds. We do need to continue our exploration for gold, of course. That is the most important starting resource you need to get your tech level up. I don't really want to chop down these small trees. Go ahead and grab this. Eat that up. 50 food. Delicious. We need to go ahead and top off so we can make a California rolls. Would be pretty nice. Go ahead and get that mixed in there. I believe that cooks fairly fast. Don't want to go too far away. We'll just make a fire for the night. Make a fire here. Do we want those doubloons? We do want doubloons eventually. We're gonna go ahead and grab them. Until we get our first gold, doubloons aren't that useful. And what do we want to do here? We could make a medley. We don't have our thing. Let's see if we put in this and this. And then, do we have twigs? Yeah, we'll put these in there, and I think that'll make us a butterfly muffin. Pretty sure seaweed is a vegetable in this game. Is it a vegetable? No. No, we needed... No, it's a veggie. Veggie's right. So this should be what we need. We'll prefab up another fire. Keeping structures prefabricated is just a really useful tip. We only have one flint, so we can't make another. Once this pops, we'll just pop it in our mouth, pick up our pot, and leave. Come on, butterfly muffin. Waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Yeah. So maybe we'll try to catch another butterfly here. Yeah, gotcha. Alright. So make sure you remember your crock pot is Warley. It's always important. Eat this up. Delicious. And we're heading out, so we want to explore a route this distance away from our island. Hopefully in the direction of the waves. That makes things much easier for us, but you can't always get what you want. I'm gonna push on. And I guess we'll do 3 days. 3 days per episode. That makes sense. So this is stretching out a very, very long ways. This might actually just connect us to another island, which would be exceptional. So we need these. We don't have an egg. I don't want to kill a jellyfish right now. We're gonna keep pushing on, try to find our gold. That's the most important. Do we have the flint? We don't. We need to find one more flint. It's gonna be so sad if we find a gold but no flint. Oh, that would just be heartbreaking. Yeah, there's gold. There's gold in them hills. Alright, we gotta find flint. Quest for one flint. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, this axe really didn't pay for itself. It's kind of costing us that gold, which would have given us more flint immediately, as well as the rocks we need. Here's even more gold. With this many gold on the island, jungle biome, there's probably monkeys farther inwards, which is just no bueno. No bueno. We do not like monkeys. Not as Warley. A few berries here and there, those are nice. Good filler, of course. The typical meatball filler. Just put those with monster meats. But we can't spam meatballs on this guy. Gotta shift it up. Come over here, get another filler. Oh, and I do see flint. There we go. This will get the ball rolling. No, don't hit that. No, whatever, hit it again. OCD, hit it. There we go, 70%. Beautiful number. So that is a snaky bush next to that. Ate our berries. I knew there were monkeys. Typically the jungle biome that has a lot of gold has the... You didn't take my stuff, that's weird. Typically the jungle biome that has multiple rocks like this has monkeys. This is pretty standard world gen. So we want to go around and just collect the gold that we can. We'll probably make a science machine. I mean, we can go ahead and prefab it. We don't have to plan it down yet. If there's enough gold, we may stay and prefab a few extra things. Just set it down. Because we probably don't want to live on this island. We have a lot more exploring we can do. Try to find water beef flow. Other important resources that are just nice to have closer. This one just has those monkeys. Those monkeys. So just run back here. We do have spiders. Spiders are always, of course, a great source of monster meat as well as silk and sometimes some healing stuff. It's pretty nice. Well, trees is growing all around us. So we've got 5 gold. We need 4 for the alchemy engine. So we could make the alchemy engine if we just sat down. Just prefab that, so as soon as we find a nice island, we'll have that ready to go. I'll explore this island a bit more. Probably stay here tonight. Try to grab more sticks. We're pretty high up on everything. Pretty well off. Prefabbed those already. There's lots of crabbits. Crabbits are pretty much free food. Same as rabbits, you just make your traps and leave it over the holes, but with crabbits you can chase them until they burrow, and just put the crab where they burrowed, and they're very efficient and quick to get food. Almost maxed up on our grass. We don't really want to carry around more than 40 on this guy, not until we find a home. There's some more limpets. Limpets are always a nice food. We haven't eaten meatballs yet, so we could do that when we stay the night. Always nice. What other foods can we make? We have coconuts. So if we make a machete, we could make a fruit medley. Would be pretty good. I think each coconut is worth 1 fruit. So just 2 coconuts, 2 berries. Be a nice fruit medley. Delicious. You can come down here for wood. Make a prefab a shovel. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna stay here and prefab some things. Like I said earlier in the video, we don't really want to chop down palm trees yet. We don't need it. And we have a better chance of getting food from these trees. Actually, I guess we have less of a chance, but we have a chance of getting more important food. Bananas and 4. Bananas and eggs have a lot more uses on Worley than they do with other characters. Now that we have our pickaxe, we have a lot more flint on us, which is always good. Hopefully we just don't keep getting snakes like this, though. Slowing us down, not even dropping anything. They lowered the drop rate. Snakes originally had a 100% drop rate. They would either drop snake skin or monster meat, and now it's just significantly less on either. So snake skin rugs, a lot harder to make. They're not that great of a source of monster meat anymore. We'll go ahead and pop down our fire. We'll go ahead and prefab a campfire too, and a normal fire as well. We've got this built, so we'll go ahead and place it down. Can we get this tree chopped down? We need a few more logs to make our alchemy engine. Really hope this one doesn't have a snake, though. That would just be really nice to get. Jerk. Oh! Mistakes were made. There we go. So now we're going to, let's see, we gotta go to refine, build ourselves 4 boards. And how did I have so few rocks? I broke down several of these. I guess they just gave me all flint. That's quite unlucky. Alright, well, we're gonna be on this island for a bit. I made a terrible mistake. Let's start a day 4. So we'll call it an episode here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Otsukaresama desu.